this video today, we're going to take a look at the Actually Clean website. So to start off, we'll want to log in. In order to do that, you'll just add /wp-admin to the end of the URL, and it'll take you to a login screen. Since I've already logged in, it kind of didn't take me through that, so I'm going to go ahead and log out, and it should take you to a page that looks like this. You'll log in using the username and password that we've given you, and if we need to update that for you or send it to you again, we can totally do that. Just let us know. So you'll click login. It'll take you to the dashboard, which is right here. So the items here in the middle aren't super important. You can adjust these or look at them if you'd like, but what I'm going to do is basically just walk you through the items in the dashboard over here in this left-hand column. We won't look at everything. It's not all necessary for the website. It's stuff that's kind of just set and forget, some of it, but we'll show you how to use all the different pieces of your site. So I like to keep another tab open so we can look at the front end, so we can make sure that we're looking at what it looks like from the user's perspective. So let's get started and go down through the list. Under updates, these are just plugin and WordPress theme updates. We actually take care of these for you, and on a regular basis we go through and have all of our sites, plugins, and versions of WordPress updated regularly. So don't have to worry about that ever if you don't want to. You can update them manually if you do want to. Up next is posts. You guys have a blog page in the menu, but you don't have any blogs added just yet. So when you do want to add a blog, you'll click add new here, and it'll take you to a screen that pretty much looks like any sort of word processor that you're used to, like Microsoft Word or Pages or something like that. The post can have a title. You can type, or you can copy and paste from a Word document here if you want, and then you can bold, italicize, bullet, number, you can align it left, center, right. You can change the size of the text here, and you can add images, so all you'd have to do is upload files here, and upload them from your computer. You can either drag and drop or click select and then select an image. You can insert it in the post, and then you can again align this however you would like. And you can add a featured image that would appear at the top of your blog post, and then once you've got it all set, you'll just click publish, or you can click save draft if you want to come back to it. So right now I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. We don't actually have the blog page set up, so if once you start publishing blogs, you want us to style it and make it look a little better, we would be more than happy to do that. Occasionally, when you publish a blog, it doesn't look just right without a little extra help, so we're happy to style it and do a little bit of code and making sure it looks right. So once you're ready to start writing blogs, you can go ahead and get them added here, and then we'll make sure that everything looks good. So just shoot us an email and we'll make sure that everything's set up to look really, really good for you. But that's for in the future, whenever you guys are ready to start doing those, that's where they're located. Up next is media. This is the media library that just popped up in the blog function. And so basically, same idea. You can click add new here. You can click add new here. It takes you to the same place. You can either select files or drag and drop them. And then anywhere you need to add files, you'll find within wherever you're at. So like you noticed in the blog post, the option to add media was there. So you don't ever really need to come to the media library over here, but that's just so you have it if you ever need to look at your files all in one place. Obviously, you can delete them, you can crop or rotate them if you need to do any of that here as well. Up next, we'll take a look here at forms. And we've got the booking form here, located here. And let me go back to the home page over here, and it's located on your home page, and then I think maybe one other place as well. So we've got a title, we've got a little bit of content, and then we've got the fields here. So I want to walk you through what that looks like. So book your cleaning now. If you ever want to change the title, that's going to change what appears right here. So if you ever want to change the title, you can just click on it and then click update. If you want to adjust any of these fields, change the label name, you can do that. You can drag and rearrange them if you want them in a different order. Obviously, I think the order they're in now makes the most sense. And right now, it's caching this older form. So I think if I hold my shift button and click refresh, it's going to pull up, it's going to pull up this comment box. So I'm not sure why it's caching that for me, but there's all the fields for you. So again, these can be dragged. If you want to add additional fields, you can click any of these items here, and I can either drag them over or I can just simply click them and it will add them to the end. Obviously, you've got a pretty shallow form here and it looks really nice and really clean on the site. It's very easy and it's a very clear call to action. So I don't foresee you wanting to add a whole lot of extra fields, but I wanted to show you where that was in case you wanted to adjust it. Then under settings, I want to just take a look here briefly. Again, that form title can be edited here. And then that copy that's next to it can be edited here. So all this copy that you see here on the home page is going to be located right here. And that's where you can adjust and edit that. And you can change any of these settings if you want. You're probably not going to want to. And then just click Update Form Settings if you change any of this copy. The other thing I want to look at is confirmations. This is what pops up when someone fills out the form. This can be edited in the same way. It'll just have a little field for you. You can change this to say whatever you want. Click Save Confirmation. Then under notifications, this is whose email gets the forms into their email inbox whenever they're filled out. So it looks like it's set to Greg. And then the from email just needs to be from your domain. So we just use no reply at, but it just needs to be actually cleanmo.com as the from email. Otherwise, sometimes the forms don't send. It's an error that happens sometimes with Gravity forms. So we just want to make sure that's sent. So if you ever create a new form, it'll actually prompt you to set it to your URL. Then the other option here, you can view your form entries here or over here. You can view them and take a look at them here, or you can actually export all of them into a spreadsheet if that's helpful as well. You can click Import Export, and you've only got the one form, so you'd click there, and then you would select all the fields, and if you don't put a date range in, all entries will be exported. So you can download a CSV file with everything right there if you ever desire to do that. Up next, I want to take a look at pages, and under pages, we've just got a few things here, but this also actually includes the home page. So I'll start with the home page. And on the home page, there's a clear set of distinctions. So you've got sections. So this is kind of the header. We won't actually edit this through the page. This is a section, this is a section, and then each of these are sections, and this is a section. So you'll kind of see as we walk through how each of these is just a piece on the page. So it's titled as homepage, but you can see that the permalink is your URL. So if we scroll down, we're going to start seeing these sections, which are collapsible and decollapsible. So in the first section, we just have this short code for Revolution Slider. It's going to be a plugin that's down here later. What I like to note is that if you ever see short code like this, that means that whatever is appearing on the front end will actually not be editing it here. We'll be editing it through some other plugin over here. So like I said, Slider Revolution is going to be where we will actually edit the copy and the content that's on this slider. So we'll move on to the next section, which is going to be the form, which is also going to be short code. And that's that form we just edited. So if you ever need to make edits to that, that's going to happen up under forms here. If you ever need to create a new form and then add it anywhere, wherever your cursor is, if you click Add Form, it's going to let you select whichever form, and you can display the form title and description, which are those items that you see here. Or if you've created a new form and you don't want to use that, you can deselect that and click Insert Form, and it's going to put the shortcode there for you, so you don't have to come up with that or anything. And you'll notice that in the background, in these different tabs, we can look at the background, the spacing, different things like that. And so for the spacing, we don't have padding on this. So that just means it's really, really short. So that's how we get that look. And then in the background, we have that orange color. And I can actually grab this orange color code and copy and paste it to be used elsewhere if I need to. On to the next section. This is going to be that section that's on the left-hand side, and it just takes up about 50% of the page. And you'll see at the top of this little section is a 50%. So the width of the page section is 50%. We've embedded this video. We've got a line and some copy, and then a hyperlinked button. And this is done through Formats Button. And so that's how we've been able to add that button there. So that's where you'll make any changes. And you can see that this has nothing in the background. So no image or color or anything on the background on this one. Just kind of set how it is. And this is just embedded. So if you've got a Vimeo account, you'll just get the embed. Oh, it looks like it's Facebook, excuse me, Facebook. You'll just get the embed code and then that can be pasted here. And that's how we were able to embed that video. And on to the next section, we've got this why choose actually clean with the bulleted list. This is where you'll, again, update that copy. And then in the background on this one, we do actually see an image with a color overlay. And so you can change out this image by deleting this one and adding a new one right here. And then if I want to change out the color, that can be done here as well. So you would just drag this wherever you wanted it. You can adjust the depth of the color and then the opacity of the color. So you can kind of see that there's an image back there. It gives it a little bit of depth and a little bit of extra feel to that section, but you can still clearly read the content. That copy is made white also through formatting, just like with the button function, we've got a white text function. Obviously, if we're editing white text, it's just kind of easier to do it that way instead of making it white in the editor right here. And we'll move on to the next section, which is these sales templates, which are these items. And again, you'll see some short code. So that means that's actually edited over here through sales. And for the background on this one, we have this really nice image and it looks like we have no color overlay over the top. It just looks like that. Then this footer piece down here is actually going to be edited elsewhere also. So that's just walking through the home page. That's where all that stuff is. If you make any updates, you'll just want to make sure you come over here and click update. So I wanted to also walk you through some of your other pages just so you were clear about how everything looks and works. And under services, I think it's the same kind of idea. So you can start to see these sections and how each section is going to be edited just like the home page. So for that first section, we've got a little bit of copy. You've got it, a bigger heading, font size, and then your copy down here that can be edited however you'd like. Then you'll see this one is blank. This is that image that's just in the background and it's just a static image that kind of stays put when you scroll over it, which is done through, this should be under, let's see, fixed. So it's a fixed background image. So if you want the background image to stay still while the content moves, and you can see how that image just stays still as the content moves over it. So again, that image can be changed, adjusted, or deleted however you like. These sections can also be completely removed, or you can add new sections in between if you would like. Again, moving down to this next section, which is over here on the left and right. Looks like we've got kind of just a light gray and a white, just so it kind of breaks up the text a little bit. And if you ever need to grab this color code, you can just copy and paste that and use it somewhere else. Again, we've got the copy here and then that same form. So this is the exact same form and it's just using that short code, and we just have blue in the background this time instead of that orange like the home page. So I want to go ahead and show you how to add a page section, and we'll just walk through that really quick to show you how you would do that if you wanted to add additional content to a page like this or to any page. So we'll click add page section here. It's going to pull up a page section. It's going to auto fill it as 100. I can give it a title, but I don't have to. Then we'll say so I'll select it all and then I'll center it. I think I want to make this probably, a bigger font. I want to hyperlink this to either a page within my site, or I can put any URL here and I can make it open in a new tab or the same tab. So let's just go ahead and say we'll do the blog page, and then I want to format it as a button. So let's just take a look. Let's click update and let's just see what this looks like on the actual page once I refresh. All right, so here's our section. Obviously, we don't need this here, and you can mess around with this a little bit more. For instance, we could do an image in the background with a color overlay. So let's say we want to use this image. We want to do a color overlay like we've done in some other places. So I just, I can either paste a color code here, or I can just use whatever I find. So let's just say we want to do something in the blue family. We'll do this, and we're just guessing. Don't really know what it's going to look like. So let's click update, and so there you see it. Okay, so then we look at this and say, yeah, it's really, 2 blues back to back, and I can't read the copy. So one thing you can do is, obviously we might want to change this to a different color, but let's say we want to leave it the same color, but we want to format it as white text, and then it'll show up better on that little space. And there you go. You can kind of see it a little bit better there. And it works the same with basically any section. So on this particular page, there is this one static image. So one of the page sections was just an image. So this one has no copy. It just has a fixed image in the background. So you can do that as well if you want. So we would just take all this copy out. If we don't want any of this, we'll get rid of that. We'll make it a fixed background image, and then you can see how it works there. So obviously it doesn't fit right there. Well, that maybe isn't something we would actually want to do, but I kind of wanted to just show you how to do that. And then I can make it a 50% section, but then if I did that, I would want to have a second 50% section. So we'll go ahead and remove this section since we don't really want that, and we'll click update. And I wanted to take a look at your other pages as well, just so we could make sure we saw everything. About us, I think, should just be, that just comes back to the homepage section about us. And then this gallery page is the only other page, I think. So I just wanted to show you how to add images here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the gallery page. It's pretty intuitive. So if you, again, it's only one section, but it's still using that section idea. And if I want to add new images, I'll just click and it'll give me this little pencil where I can edit. So in this gallery, I can drag and rearrange these if I want to. I can get rid of them. I can give them a caption, or I can add more media. So I would just click add to gallery, and then I can either select what's already here or upload more files. And then just click update gallery here, and then I would also click update for the page here as well, and that's how you would add images. If you end up having more videos you want to add, that's a little bit more complicated. So if you end up having more videos that you want to add to this page, let us know and we can maybe get something else set up for you here and get more videos. But if you do have images, that is the easiest way to update those. So that walks you through pretty much everything within the pages for your site. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next section. Comments, we aren't using comments for anything on your site just because you don't have a blog or anything people need to comment on. I don't believe, we're not using food gallery. It's just a different type of gallery on your site, not using that currently. So the next thing of importance is this sales thumbtack here. And that's what's going to control these sale items on your homepage, which load right here. And so right now you just have the one, and you can add more here. So if you want to add additional ones, or if you want to edit this one, this is where that will take place. So if I click on it, it's going to take me to the editor. It looks very similar to the page editors that we've already been looking at. Same idea. I can edit this copy to be bold, italicized, whatever. So we give it a title, and then we put the rest of our copy here, and then I put an image down here in the featured image section. So if we wanted to add a new one, we would just click add new here or add new here, and then we'd give it a title. And then we'd set the featured image. We can, again, either upload something or use something that's already on the site. And then it should just appear on the homepage for us. There you go. So if I want to reorder these and change the order, that can be done through reorder here, and we'll just drag them to change the order there. And since we want to just go ahead and delete this one I made, I can either make it a draft by clicking draft and update, or I can just click trash and it'll get rid of it. It'll put it in a trash folder up here where I can either restore it or delete permanently, and we'll go ahead and delete it permanently because we don't need it. But that's how you do that. So moving on down, WP Bruiser is just a security element we have on your site. Nothing you need to really note there. Genesis is your theme. Again, nothing to really note there. Under appearance, there's 2 items we want to take a look at, and that'll be widgets and menus. Under widgets, this is where you're going to edit the header and the footer of your site. So wherever you see these items here and then this stuff down here. So the only thing you'd really need to edit is if you ever wanted to change out your logo, that can be changed out here. You click save in the bottom. The menu isn't actually edited through here. It's just added to this homepage through here. Now, if I go to footer 1, this is going to take me to a visual editor, which has this copy here. So you can see that. And then it's got a social menu. So this is, again, going to be under social media menu. And then we've got this Better Business Bureau item here. So if you ever need to get rid of that or change that, again, the title header item is here, copy is here, and then you can click save in the bottom right. So then if we go to menus, which is also under appearance here, this is going to take us to our menus. So you see these 3 different menu items for your phone number, social media items. That's what's located down here, and that's that social media menu. So if these ever need to be changed out, you can change out the telephone number, you can change out the Facebook link or the Instagram link. All you would need to change is the URL. This is just the label, so what appears right here. You wouldn't have to change anything there. Then under main menu, this will be that main menu that's on your home page, which again, I don't foresee you needing to edit much unless you want to get rid of this blog. If you don't think you guys are going to add it, you can remove it. These can be dragged and rearranged, and you can change the labels if you want. And then if you add a new page, let's say you add a new page, it'll show up over here under most recent, and you can click add to menu and it'll show up there. And again, you can drag it, you can make sub menu items, or you can change the label, or you can remove anything. Right now, About Us is just an anchor link linking to the section of About Us on the homepage, and the same with the book now. So those are just anchor links, so those don't need to be edited or anything. And that should be it pretty much. Save button here if you make any changes, but nothing really of note there. Plugins, this is going to be just what builds your site. If you want to add additional plugins, you're more than welcome to. If you have questions about any, just let us know. We'd be happy to help provide whatever insight we might have or be able to there. Under users, this is where you can edit your own user profile. So if you want to come in here and edit your password, you can do that. You would just need to scroll all the way down and it'll show your password, and then you can just delete it and start over. If you want to add new users, you'll just click add new, and it'll bring up a section that you have to fill out, and it's basically just adding an email. You just have to have an email and a username. So I usually just use the email as username because it's easiest, and we'll just leave us as an admin just so that we can be able to get into your site if ever we need to. But if you need to add a new admin user, this is where you would do that. And basically the rest of this stuff is stuff that doesn't really edit or adjust the functionality of your site in any way. So I'm going to skip over most of it just because it's stuff that we use on a lot of our sites but isn't really currently in use on yours. The only other thing we need to look at is slider revolution. And like I mentioned before, that's what creates this section on the homepage here, which is pretty simple and pretty intuitive. So we'll go ahead and slide down to our module here. Should say home. I guess we're missing the E. So we'll just click this pencil so that we can open the editor. Once we get in here, you'll see the background images. So we'll look at the different slides. So we've got 1 slide, 2 slide, 3 slides, and you can see those are the 3 images that rotate through. If I go to global layers, this just means this is what's on every every one of those slides. So if you ever want to edit this copy here, it can be edited over here. So I just double clicked on it and this can be edited right here. You can change the style, size, positioning, the colors. You can change any of that, but if you just want to change the copy here, then that can be edited here. So you can see the most powerful, and then residential and commercial clean is a different color, and then in Southwest Missouri. So if you ever want to change that out, just let us know, and or you can give it a go, but if you have questions, let us know is what I mean to say. And again, you can change any of this stuff that you want to, but I just wanted to show you how to edit that copy if you wanted to. And then if you go into these slides, the background image is changed through this little button right here, which is slide options. And if you go to media library, again, you'll have the same option to upload or select something that's already there. And if I click insert, it's going to set this as the new background image, and I'll click save if I wanted to save that. But obviously we don't want to do that. So it's going to ask me if I want to save my changes, and I don't. And so that's just how you would edit and change out those background images as well. So again, if you want to add additional images, you can just duplicate the slide. That's the easiest way to do it. I like to just duplicate and then change out on the duplicated slide, change out this image here. So that should walk you through pretty much everything that's on your site right now. And if you run into questions as you're making changes, please let us know and we'll be happy to help. But hopefully this will get you a good head start and you'll be able to make the changes that you need to make. Again, if we can help with anything else, please just let us know.